Howdy, everyone. Hopefully, the the coughing in your ear that was emblematic of the first 3 episodes is going to be a little bit reduced. And this one turns out was not allergies. It something else that's working its way through. So I sound better than I did. You just kind of have to believe me. If it doesn't get better, then this episode won't ever air, and we don't have to worry about it. But assuming that we are good enough, right? Good enough for this channel. It's a low bar I've set, and I intend to maintain. Then we're going to push through here with episode 4 in, my goodness, campaign 11. And the tail of the tape, I need to remind myself, even on Menfield, we're catching up in national support. They're going to level out about 93. Let's see, what's the difference there? 12, add 6. We're going to level at 89 as things currently stand. We got to look to start making some pushes, but I think this is a push we should try to make unless their numbers are... Uh-oh. Okay, Confederate. All right. All right, that's not as bad. I think in episode 3, those numbers were reported to be much higher than there, but it looks like they have at least 3 armies stacked one on top of the other. So we'll see what's going on there. McDowell is here. Yeah. Patterson's doing okay. I don't know. It might actually be time to push back here. Make a play for taking control of the Shenandoah. Over here, yeah, we're waiting on a lot of stuff to get formed. And over here, I'm thinking about actually having armies move into Kentucky. We're just on the defensive here in Missouri. Our support's 83. That's good enough for the government work I'm doing. And what is the blockading situation? All right, so this is... I didn't actually know that we took that fort at the end of the previous battle. Glad we did. What we're going to have is have you all return to port. Kind of presuming that you're somewhat badly damaged. They actually aren't. Let me see here. You know what? Don't. Just stay there and get yourselves back. And the next stop on our coastal trip will be Fort Macon. And the attempt is, with taking that, we'll take Moorhead Port, and then we can actually begin leapfrogging. We're going to skip Wilmington. The reason we're skipping it is because even if you take that port, Wilmington itself, if you take Fort Fisher, Wilmington itself projects onto the Wilmington port, so you can't take it that way. But there are a few other ports on that eastern seaboard. If you saw Campaign 9, you saw how I did it. I've also done some naval tutorial stuff and talked about kind of how you would approach this as the Union. So I intend to practice that in this go. All right, we're going to stop right here with Patterson. We don't need to move him back over there. Yeah, he's kind of quite... All right, this is also a mistake. Ooh. I don't know if we're going to be able to stop McClellan before he goes red. Or orange, I guess, in terms of readiness. So that whole idea of taking the Shenandoah might have to wait now. It's October 61. We're still getting troops with some experience. We're still trying to get our commanders up. And so the readiness... The readiness stuff is still a thing. On projects, I like Civ Order as an early policy before a lot of casualties go through. Propaganda is ultimately what I'm going to need. But well, hold on here. What are casualties? 10,000 for me and 23,000 for them. All things considered, I guess it's might still be Civ Order territory, but I do want that national support up because we're going to lose... Yeah, we're going to lose the research race here because our support is lower than theirs. So that's not what we want. Can speed things up quite a bit here. I believe over here we had started a bunch of new fleets just to get some perks rolling. And maybe it's this fleet that's ready to move out next. Yeah, they got monitors, they got gunboats. They're mostly repaired. we're going to go ahead and, yeah, we just don't have to be in blockade with them. We can move them. See down here, we're doing okay. We can actually switch these guys to blockade and maybe move them ever so slightly. We'll leave Craven where he is, but pretty soon he'll be ready to go blockade, and then we'll push him south as well. So I think those are the correct plays there. Over here, you know, I now see that we are vulnerable, being attacked. This I was gonna say not my best work, but actually it probably is. All right, so we'll stick some monitors in there, and we're gonna do the same here, just in case they come out to meet us. They're not that expensive to maintain, and better to keep them bottled up in port. Oh, yeah. What do we have? Johnston's 95 and 1800. Okay. So that is a bit much. We'll move them in. We'll move the West Virginia militia in. Patterson. All right, we're going to take Patterson out of Scout and then just move him down here. And I'll try to keep bringing McClellan back. We did not. Let me think. So they have 21,000. We have 16 or 17,000. I will withdraw. I'm fine with the casualties. Oh my goodness. Okay, they're still encamped. It's still this weird thing where you just give armies movement orders, and it looks like it happened to these guys as well. You just give them orders, and they're like, and then something happens in the game, and it doesn't go through. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a user error. All right, so unfortunately, now that McClellan has fallen to orange, I can't give him a movement order in enemy territory. But what I can do is move Patterson up. Okay, and he's in camp. So that's pretty good news. What do we got down here? Johnston's Corps. Ooh, 36,000. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and stop. Well, we're going to try to. And then maybe fall back. I don't think it's actually 36,000, but all right. So both these armies are in the yellow when it comes to readiness, but we're going to let Patterson continue to move in the hopes of drawing those forces out. That should be... Oh, the hospital got completed. Okay. All right. This looks better. Yeah, this looks better for us. Much better for us. Let's do it. Oh boy, does this look familiar. Holy moly. This looks like we pretty much rolled Bull Run. Or at least elements of, right, first and second Bull Run. Now, that's not why we're here. How do we do this? I think we take the long way. All right, I'll bring you back in, but the basic plan is just going to be to set these two armies up and have them move together. Okay, we're going to clear up the screen a bit here. That's a lot of victory points they're sitting on. But yeah, I think we're going to try to move with Bull Run on our right. Just come up. There are a lot more roads when we get up. Whoa, that was too much. Still, it's a bit sensitive. You get to a point in the zoom in and it just drags you into the earth. But yeah, as questionable as it might be, we're going to try to come up Henry Hill this way. And then Matthews Hill is right there. That's a lot of victory points though. So we'll see what the tick rate is like against us, but I'll bring you back once we've made some movement. So I bring you in much sooner than I expected because the AI, incredibly, truly incredibly, decided with all those victory points up here and me deploying down here that they're going to set up down here, which I don't know how I feel about that. Well, I know what I'm going to do about it. We're going to hold here. We're going to hold here. We have to stop King's division because their plan was to go over here, come over the island ford, and we're going to have McClellan's army here, and then we were going to have Patterson's roughly over here, and then we were going to push up to Henry Hill. But if they have all or part of their force over here already, well, then we'll see. We'll see what we get. That's not really what I meant to do with him. But we'll move them up there. Here. We're going to move Sanford there. We can press Morgan up a little bit just to keep our eyes on that. We're going to get King across here. And McCook. Yeah, McCook is no longer going to move there. He's going to move here. We're still going to keep Bull Run on our right. Patterson. Okay, so it's not Patterson I need. It's Keim. I don't need to move there. We can have, I think Keim is probably going to be there, and I think Cadwallader can now end up maybe on the left over there. All right, I think if we do something like that, we should end up in an okay position. I'm trying to hear the game. All right, I hear a little bit of wind blowing. Nothing else. Let's see what happens. We called it. Oh, okay, there we go. We got some actual game sounds playing. That's nice. Get them down. Put them out loose. Just looks weird when it's in 5x. All right, so we're going to move them. And, yeah, not looking for scouts at the moment, but we'll bring Cav up there. Everybody else is coming along at their own pace. Oh, so they're going to abandon these defenses. That's actually smart. Not being sarcastic. Sometimes it's hard for even me to tell. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. I am trying to, at least in the case of McClellan, Patterson, I didn't really get around to it, try to keep them up near their commands here. Their lower commands, because I am playing with order delays off to try to help the AI. But I'm going to try to play as if they were on for me. It's one of the things I'm doing this campaign. I think I've mentioned it now just about every battle. How are we looking here? They're okay. I did not look at the weapons. I thought I remembered. Can't trust any of that. All right. Well, 2 out of 3 have decent weapons. And I know they don't have much cavalry at all. So there's that. Actually, we don't even need them moving right now. What do they have? They have Stormers, so they should be fighting the way they are. John Wool is awesome. I think he's really old in this game. Yeah, he comes in at 77, but he has an impressive stat line. I'll be honest. I think these units are in the wrong spot. They're in the wrong kind of relative positions here. Yeah, we'll move them up like that. And, all right, McClellan's going to be up there. Patterson's with his guys. What is it? It's Keim that's here. All right, King can move up further. McCook even further. Keim over to here. And that should leave us Cadwallader. All right, we have an engagement. So these guys can get down and out. We're probably outranged slightly at the moment. So we're going to have this kind of junkier cav unit up here. Junkier in the sense that they only have mixed cav weapons. Here, we'll just order them up. I was fiddling with the audio settings, not for this game, but for, actually for Hell Let Loose. And, I switched some of the settings. Whatever more realistic the kind of directional sound is supposed to be is here, but it's supposed to be less immersive. For people who know what that means, good for you. I don't know what any of that means, but I don't know if it sounds quite as good. But we'll shoot the episode. We'll see how it goes. If you had feedback on the audio, I thought generally there was an update to plug in the software anyway, so it's probably worth doing. But I don't know if it makes for better battle sounds, and I think it would be on the battlefield. That would be the important thing. Right, in game it's kind of just whatever's going on. So I mean, this is a good move by them. They're drawing my cav way. Oh, I'm allowing my cav to be drawn way further up than they probably ought to be. This is far more than what a screening force needs. This is far further forward than a screening force needs to be. But I'm trying to get, at least in the case of Wool and Morgan, like this is supposed to be their forte, so. Alright. Since we've modded the camera to do it, let's go in. And so these are the somewhat junky Merrills, I believe, but they're, I think they're Merrills, or these are. Yeah, those are Jocelyn's, those are Merrills, but they're on people who are good fighting dismounted, so they should make better use of them than many. Looks like Wool's guys have not quite gotten up far enough. Okay, and then why the AI does stuff like this, I just don't get it. But why? Why? And, you know, I have modded it, so I can't tell if it's the mods I made, but it was not that good before, and I cannot imagine what would have caused me to do this, but, you know, just allowing themselves to kind of get boxed in there, but then turning perpendicular to the shots. It's like, come on, man. I mean, maybe they're just divisions after divisions coming up here, but I would be surprised. Okay, let's turn these guys, make sure we got our kind of full front there. And they should have skirmishers out, right? At least somebody to eat up all these cav rounds. Cav tend to burn through their ammo because they fire quickly, and you only get a certain number of rounds to take in. I mean, standing with their backs to us and occasionally 180 no-scoping. I mean, yeah, but that unit probably just got chewed up trying to make that turn from up here to perpendicular to about facing, and then about facing to move back. Alright, so I think we can move pretty much the rest of our force up, since our screening force, to my surprise, kind of just walked that entire division back. We're going to hold off on Cadwallader, and Kym, I think, can just move up here. But there is a chance that these 3 cav brigades, there's a lot of cav. It is a lot of cav. I mean, if the shoe was on the other foot, I would be sweating this. I would have thrown skirmishers out. I'd be panic running these guys back and bringing up reinforcements and all sorts of stuff to try to get out of this situation. But this is the fight we have. Also, by doing this, I'm not really paying attention to what else is going on this campaign map, so I feel like I'm liable to be flanked here. Alright, I think these guys should have... Oh, they're not quite up to a perk. But we are all the way through Stormers 3. That's a nice looking flag. We'll give them that flag. Alright, we can move our cav command up. Move the infantry commands a little bit. Alright, and now these guys are going to get stuck with their backs basically to the water here. I mean, they do have that forward, but... I can definitely tell where the music's coming from, but I don't know if that was always a big problem. The blue man tide here. Well, if you weren't motion sick before, you are now. I wonder how much they've gotten off those 25 victory points. They've gotten 8 points already. Maybe this was the overpowered tactic they were going for. I really doubt it, but they're just bleeding a ton of men for nothing. I didn't even look at the casualties there. Now it looks like the back door is shutting. Casualties for wool. They're heavy here. Heavy for Morgan. I mean, they're very good, but in terms of their quality when they're fighting dismounted, but it's going to take them a while to replenish. One of the mods I tried to make stick in this campaign, we'll see how it does, is to slow down the replenishment rate overall, so that veteran units, it'll take them a long time if, you know, they've taken casualties to get veteran. You can't just bring green guys in to replace a third of your force and still be as veteran as you were before. I don't think that would be right. So, all right, we're going to push up like that. King is here. We'll move King up. Cook is here and can move up. I just don't know if it's actually going to work the way that I hoped, but that is my goal. And the incentive would then be to just raise more units. They're going to be new, but then let them get experience on their own and allow a trickle of reinforcements, sure, but all right, that was bad. So if we're going to go in, let's just go in. Are we in? So we're not in melee. All right. Well, that is fine with me just as well, but... Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, all I can... Well, not all, but one thing I can hope for is that the... All right. Thank goodness we can end this battle. Well, we're going to have to play these melees out, I guess. Here, see if we can run out of here. Doesn't really feel like an engagement I want. Move up with them. No, 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 no. Come on, run out of there. Maybe we just got to go in. Well, that'll be it for that cav. They'll certainly get their experience going on here. Oh, we broke these guys. Yeah, we broke them. So we'll see what happens in this melee. If we lose it, they might... I hope they don't disintegrate, but they might... Oh! Alcorn's brigade just got eviscerated. Alright, so that is that battle. Alright, and we'll... I'll bring it back in for the end. Alright, and this is that end. 10-to-1 casualties. I don't normally get those. I mean, when the... Oh, but they had... So... Oh, their reinforcements didn't show up. That's why they had reinforcements that were like a couple hours off. And they weren't here. So that was their whole force. Alright, I did not understand that. And, yeah, it's still a head-scratcher. Then why deploy that far forward if reinforcements are coming? Again, I tried to mod. There is a lot you can mod on how the AI works, and... I tried to mod it to weigh very heavily the information that reinforcements are coming up, because I felt the AI tends to, when it has reinforcements coming, Sometimes it doesn't work with them. And then the other thing the AI tends not to do is when it has a numerical advantage and it knows that you're getting reinforcements later and you'll eventually outnumber them, is it doesn't take action quickly enough. And so I was trying to have that decision weigh pretty heavily on what the AI does. It doesn't seem to matter too much. Uh, so we're gonna get them pushed back over here. I don't really know what Johnston's bringing up. We got 28,000 there, and we got Patterson. All right, I think the plan is try to rest Patterson up. See, McClellan's about to go yellow, and then I can put him in scout. Then push up and try to take on Johnston's corps. Now, are these guys not falling back? Because they weren't engaged? I guess I moved them back. Well, that was a mistake, but at least their readiness will be a bit higher. Hampton's division 10-5. All right. So since Patterson's going to be in the lead, I'll move him up in scout and see what we can do. Check to see that I actually am recording. Okay, I am. That's good to know. And yeah, I'll hope to engage these without drawing in Johnston. If I do, we'll see what my options are. It might just have to be a retreat. Yeah, they're going to be overcrowded. At the end of episode 3, I built a whole bunch of prison camps around. I don't know. Yeah, they're not done. So those prisoners will eventually get where they need to go, but we ain't there yet. Confederacy printing new notes. We had to take out more bonds. All right, we're going to put... I like the way that weather sounds, though, on these audio changes. Yeah, skilled cartographers in flying column. Yeah, when some of that stuff levels up and more, we'll hopefully be in a better spot. Let's also, even though we don't really need it, let's put them in scout to get skilled cartographers going. Yeah, that's... Cleland likes to know what he's up against, or, you know, insert whatever here. Okay, the second corps, I think everybody we're still waiting on to show up. Yeah, some months, some days, some more days. Story in the center and out west is largely unchanged. All right, and yeah, I don't care about the Army of Occupation, but let's go in. Let's try to knock these forces back and see what we get. Okay, what do we have here? Well, something not that different. We got to figure out how we want to approach this. All right, I don't want that. I'm not going to wait for McClellan. What do we have? Yeah, we have them. All right. I think... is there a road? Yeah, there's a decent road over here. Okay. There is a plan. Do that, do that. And rather than run down the Warrington Turnpike... See, what I don't like about... If I go down the Warrington Turnpike and I try to go over the stone bridge... Although, you can kind of split off in a couple different directions from there. Yeah, actually, that's true. We can go in 3 different directions. What I was thinking that I liked about going down this way is that you can go straight across here. I mean, if you come up into here, yeah, you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But you could flex left and then come over. The problem is that if now I realize if you do go left, there's no easy way to get over here. And I suspect they're over here. But if we do come down the Warrington Turnpike, we find out where they are. Right, if they're set up here, we'll see if we think we can win the engagement straight up. Otherwise, we can try to go around to the right, go around to the left, and that way we're crossing, hopefully, while they're moving, rather than us crossing while they're shooting. So that's me plan. Let's go. Let's get our cav moving up. Let's get Patterson out here appropriately role-playing movement orders, I guess, or movement delays. All right. We'll send Wool over here to take a look. Cock, whatever his name is, over here. Okay. We found someone. That might be everyone. Let's see. You're there. You're there. We got to get Kime moving up. Give them that as a destination. Cadwallader, I think, can move up there. If that really is their force. Stonebridge actually might be the way to go. Let's have Wool push across. Yeah, if we're not seeing anything over here, then let's bring them around. That's not what I meant to do, but that's what I did, so. All right, good enough. Patterson can move up there. Cadwallader is going there, sure. Kime is going back there. All right, so we basically want Cadwallader there and Kime up here. And this is, so what, you know, the same subject continued here, but it just, it bugs me that the AI, if I can see them, I'm sure they can see me. It just bugs me that they're not moving to address this threat. It seems like there are settings in the game, in the game's files, that allow you to do something about it, but I just cannot, for the whatever of me, figure out how to get the AI. When on defense, its main problem, I think, is reacting to flanking maneuvers early enough. You know, if they wait until I'm engaging them to start moving, then they're in the very, very unenvious position. Let's try to get some high ground there, of getting shot while they have to move. Like at this point, okay, so now you're going to move, but you at least had some trees up here, some fences that you could be in, all that other good stuff, and now it feels like it's lost. That opportunity's lost. I might be able to get it first. We'll see. All right, that's Patterson. We're going to send Sanford over here. Cadwallader is going to push into here while we can. Kime is going to push up right behind. And we're just going to try to get ourselves over. It's a little bit of a bottleneck, but we had the two cav brigades over to play a little bit of stall, and I think Cadwallader's division is going to get over first. And so that'll make it a very bloody engagement if they try to push us out. If they don't try to push us out, we'll get our numbers over. And now we're going to turn Cox, whatever his name is, cavalry. Now these guys just ran over fences. Usually my concern about cav and fences is that, well, the horses get messed up on the fences. Sometimes it seems like it's worse when they're dismounted. I don't know, maybe we'll do a little compare and contrast, try to get ourselves up here. Rest under the shade of the trees and see if it bears out. But I find that cavalry usually get messed up by fencing. It does something with pathfinding. That infantry don't care. They're just, you know, doing the scoot over. Maybe it wasn't that bad. All right, so Cav's taking some shots. Not what we love. Yeah. I don't know that I need to do more than this right now. We're going to lay down. Are we in cover? None. Well, they say we have none. But we are loose and laying down, so we should be all right. Over here, Cadwallader. We're just going to push his force right up behind this cav. That'll clear out space for Kime to come across. And then Kime, I think, it's not great over here on the left, but it is something. If only I could find them. Yeah. No. We need to get everybody over there. So that's going to be delayed. And, oh, they're spread out. So I didn't know this. Now that I do, though, let's travel mounted. So while we're here, hold up, hold up, hold up. Where's our cat? I think it was Sanford. Okay. It's risky, but let's do it. I don't know why they had the small brigades out. Maybe they're all small brigades. Yeah, it looks like actually probably a bunch of contracts expired, and that's what happened. All right. Just push them in as a reserve. Where are my men? Oh, I guess they're like next to their horses. All right, this is too much to figure out here. So we're just gonna go over that way. See how it goes. Here, let's see if we just run up and shoot that artillery. See what happens. This is how you lose a battle, by the way. Oh. Oh, yeah, actually it is. Oh. Yeah, we might actually want to do that. I think what can happen, though, is I think when Keim's forces eventually get here, they could kind of post up back here or up on this hill, depending on where this group goes. Are we fatigued? What's the issue here? Doesn't seem like it. Not sure. So objective points are helping them. Morale is helping them. Okay, we have Pennsylvania artillery up here. Try to get them situated right there. Alright, we're going to push those skirmishers out. I know what the issue is now. All these units have gotten stuck on each other. They're going to get messed up. It's not great. Patterson should get over here. Oh my goodness. What is Keim's force doing? What is this? They're just marching in line down the road. They've absolutely nowhere to be. Let's give it. All right, so that we're actually. Oh. Yeah, might be a little late for that. Might just want to run. They led with the artillery, so they did us that favor. All right, let's get these skirmishers moving up here. Apparently my skirmishers are just going to run right through theirs. Apparently? Alright, now I'm kind of figuring it out. Kinda. What happened over here? Alright. Just get over here. Now everything's kind of slowing down. Who is where here? Okay, move up. Alright, I guess you guys just want to stay on the left. That's fine. I guess it addresses some of the other concern about order delays and all that other stuff. Alright, we'll do that. Okay. So now they're backing off. I don't know what else is over here, though. Or who else is over here? I think this is my cav line. Yeah, this looks like my cav. That is... It does this glitch. Like, the cavalry itself has actually disappeared. And the cav line is just extremely long. I wish I knew how to do this. I would do it all the time, but... I don't. Again, why these guys are facing perpendicular, why they don't have more skirmishers out, I don't know any of that. Alright, I'm going to check on the condition of these other forces. They're good, they're good, they're good. So, push you up there, you up there. I hear the shots on my left. Push you up there. Are you doing anything? No. Alright, let's give you something to do. Alright, let's come down there and shoot at stuff. There's at least an infantry brigade. Oh my goodness, man. Alright, let's go with Stormers so that we get better at this shooting stuff. Oh, those are the guys I want. Here, let's put them over here, though. Okay, we are in spread formation. Ooh, we got this hill. We have a fence, they have a fence. No, what did I miss, Cliff? No! No! I was just trying to watch what we were doing. Yeah, it was terrible. No, there we go. We were right the first time. All right. Old Kill Cavalry is up to his old games again. That being me. Okay, we're getting some decent shots, I guess. Any change? Not really. Maybe a little bit of morale or losses. Yeah. Victory points are certainly helping them. Ugh. That time, I did not click anything. I swear I did not. Here. There we go. There we go. That's what we needed to do. Get down, get out. Hey, and they face the right way. Until we can figure out what's going on with that facing. Alright, push that brigade up there. Nightfall is probably coming soon. How are we on ammo? See, they're so good on ammo, though. And I feel like... I think the Jocelyn's are correct. I think that is what they actually have. Not sure that I want to change anything. Wolves troopers are just continuing to press. So, but what we ought to do is probably bring them back. push up the regular lines. Take a quick peek on the left and see what we can see. Not much. Kime, nowhere to... Well, he's to be found, but doesn't look like he's going to make it here anytime soon. Alright, I think they're just kind of getting in the way, so... Oh, they're in melee, that's why. Well, they may route. I don't know. Is this a charger or a route? What's going on? That is a route. Okay. I believe this brigade is wavering. Not sure if we'll be able to get them to break or not. I don't know. No. Yeah, we want it mounted. Trying to get them to retreat out of there. Over here, yeah, we're still holding. Alright, Kime at long last. He's starting to get here. They're disrupted. I think it's going to go to nightfall, though. Things have just barely turned in our direction. Alright, so we're recovering morale. That's good. Try to get up here on this hill. Actually, we'll hold. We'll hold there. Push them up to there. Push them over there. Oh, there's another brigade there. Did not see that at all. You know, that brigade looks a little big over there. If they're just going to stand there, let them stand there. These guys just laying down, doing nothing, really. Alright, so they're out of it. Wool is stabilizing. Something funky's going on there. I don't know what that is. I guess we'll have to move them up there. These guys can just shoot or something. Yeah, they'll continue to shoot. I'm not sure what they're up to. I wonder now if it's worth we have the overnight reset, just leaving the cav to defend this crossing. If they want to try to push through, they can talk about it with our managers, and then just have the rest of our infantry continue to press this way. I don't know how they're going to reset. They were somewhere over here. They should conceivably be able to consolidate back here. Some pretty impressive positions. But we'll see. All right, so they're just hanging out now, I gather. This battery, they should be able to see him. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what this brigade is doing. I mean, yeah, they're running me out of ammo, but we have a lot of ammo. Spirited charge, deadly volley. I would like to do short-range engagements. I don't know, though. Don't take too much engineering, so we'll do that one. And again, these guys are... It must be the fortifications that are making this all weird. It's the only thing I can think of that kind of makes sense. All right. Did they just break? No, they're... Yeah, they did. They did. So, I would press this last brigade back here. See what we can do. I don't think we have much daylight left at all, but... So the screen looks dark, though I'm pretty sure... It's as bright as I can get it, so it just really is that dark. Oh, alright, there we go. Yeah, well, it's been a bloody week for you all. See, because even getting the cab out here on the right doesn't really do anything for me. On the left, there's still all these fences, which I don't think are great. Alright, now we're going to zoom around here. Double quick, hopefully. Alright. Well, it might be a big brigade, but we now got a surround on it. So, well, we have a good box on it. Total surround. Alright, they're trying to withdraw out of that. So let's keep going. Oh, was that the sound of them breaking? Yeah, it was. Wow. Okay. So, I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know if it would make us go through Nightfall if Nightfall triggers here, but we're not in contact with anybody, it looks like. So, that'll be over in a few ticks of the talk here. And that'll be a second pretty quick win in a video. We're up to almost 1 hour. All right, they withdrew. 4-1 casualties. Yeah, I have no complaints there. All right, and for that, Cadwallader, leader of that division that actually engaged, is a national hero. That's probably, I don't know, feels like a bit much. Yeah, we never had 35,000. We were never waiting for McClellan. But it's 322 killed on their side, 128 on ours. So, yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, when I was looking at the finances earlier, so national debt is there. All right, so I just borrowed again, so I've taken on a bit more than them. Credit rating though, they're worse than I am, and men fielded is pretty even, but we have them on casualties. That was over here. You guys are still doing your thing. So we have to wait for this to actually play out now, and for, I think, both of those armies to fall back. Yeah, but see, Patterson can't really be moved, and neither can McClellan. So, yeah, I'm kind of stuck here. I just want to check the supply lines. If I felt, yeah, they look pretty good there. If I felt I could come up and, establish like a line. I'd hate to have this line because you got to go back and forth through the river. I might drop a supply depot right about where the Army of the Northwest is now, but that ain't happening. Also, why aren't these armies? Oh, excuse me. I guess they're not retreating because they withdrew? Huh. I thought if you withdrew, you would still lose. I don't know. Also, my credit rating is tanking quick here. What are we looking at here? Naval upkeep seems like a lot. Seems a little hard to believe, but all right. Speaking of which, though, how we doing? All right. You have who? You're pretty good. Let's move you down. Atlantic blockading squadron. Right, we can put you in blockade. The thing was the Potomac flotilla that actually had some damage. It still has some damage. I don't really want that thing in combat, but maybe actually what I'll do is send them in first to get obliterated. Then they got to go back to port anyways, and then I can send these other ones in to capture. I just got to pay attention to who can capture. So they have amphibious attack. They have amphibious attack. They do not. Though it looks like we're about to level something up, so that'll be nice. They have blockading squadron 1 and supply colliers. I think at some point battery runners is nice, but at some point we're going to need sea raiders. So let's get that lined up. All right, that's a plan for some point in November. Do. And is everybody else here leveling up? I think some of these got in, yeah, little. So that's blockading squad. So it should be supply colliers. Keep the costs down of some of these operations. Blockading and supply colliers. Well, this might be the other Sea Raiders, even if we can't use it quite yet. Here. None of that's terrible. That's... yeah, it's not terrible either. I don't know how many... I'm not sure what to do with that one. But I guess as long as they're perking up with 2, that's okay. And I should... there's no... I don't think there's any reason not to have this thing go into blockade. We just got to move into range of some ports, and then we'll throw up a blockade and get some XP accruing there, because battery runner can be nice in some of the interior stuff. It's also nice on the coastal forts once you get all the ironclads in there and everything. All right, over here we're gonna set these guys to scout, and we'll have Cav soonish. Not so much over here. Alright, can we safely run this through at 20x? Probably not. Alright, let's pay a little more attention here to the operation. Pony Express closes. Alright. My banged up squadron is, I think, this one. Alright, I don't want to lose it, so I'm just going to send it back. And hopefully it gets back. But we'll send that one in first. What do we have over here? Gunboats, monitors. Oh. We can give this one amphibious attack as well. So that, yeah, we have the option in the back pocket. And we'll just creep these guys up a little bit. What are we waiting for? All right, Trifecta is still a ways away. Though when it comes through, I've said it before, but I think it should help on that top line quite a bit. And after that, what do volunteer numbers look like? If I wanted to step up, they're okay. They're good, not great. Wintertime is coming, and probably a slowdown in campaign activity and casualties, and the continued influx of volunteers. Assuming, yeah, so they've leveled out at 92. We should go up to 91 once we're all leveled out. Yeah, we should. Are these our prisons? Yes, they are. So any support buff they were getting from overcrowded prisons should be lost now. We can take these out of blockade and move them in. Probably move this fleet too, but what's the worst that could happen? Oh boy, I did have to ask, didn't I? So over here, it's 50,000. Yeah, I just wasn't watching. It's 35,000 against 50,000. I don't like it, especially because of the delay. And then I know my cab is beat up. What I'm inclined to do, though, is take deploy to defend and then try to rush. I forget, what do I have here? 14. Basically 30,000 more troops into that fight. And then do what we can from there. So we'll turn that off and down. And then we'll order them, yeah, forced march in. Again, come off of that. Get in there. You're not actually engaged. So what that means is now that McClellan's out of it, well, he's out of that weird reinforcement thing. When this battle triggers, I think he should come in much more quickly. If only he would move. Okay. Excuse me. So what's this like? This is 30,000 of us versus 38,000 of them. That's still not exactly what I'm looking to do. Let's deploy to defend. Still not what I'm trying to do. Let's just see what happens over here. Does he get... So he does get the 3 federal corps. So... but does that count? Come on, McClellan. Come on. Because it's showing they have almost 50,000. Oh, we have 50,000 too. Come on, McClellan. Get in there. And once you're engaged, then I'll go ahead and I'll do it. Come on. A little bit further now. I like how they decided that it's an artillery duel. Okay. I think everyone is engaged. I think that's what that's telling me. 4 federal corps. If not now, when? Let's do it. So, we are in, and now you can kind of see. Looks like we have 3. Do we have 3 of our armies? We're supposed to. Maybe it's just 2? Oh, the 3rd one is not connected here. That's weird. Anyways, somehow we are on defense. We don't ask questions, but somehow we are on defense here. Oh my goodness. What is going on? So it looks like the commander is over here but his forces are over there. Anyways, it looked like the last force is supposed to arrive in an hour. Yeah, this goes all the way out here, but it doesn't quite connect. Well, that's weird. So, yeah, it's weird. I don't know what else to say other than that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and hit play, and we'll see what happens here. These, no. Yeah. You need to, like, get over here or something. Are there actual brigades out here? There are. That's terrible. All right. Victory minutes, 382 killed of them and 63 killed of me. So that was a lot more killed, right? 60 and 32. It's about 5 times the dead. All right. We have all these bombardments going against Fort Macon. I have no idea. Looks like somebody's eventually going to take something from them. Amphibious attack, battery runner. I feel like I should also do supply colliers. Since I think that one levels up with bombarding and blockading, that's pretty much what I'm doing here, right? So, all right, we'll do that one, and then they'll be all set. Potomac Flotilla? What happened here? Guess they're just going back, taking everybody back to port with them. All right. I don't know how this sort is going to shake out, if I have to engage with anybody after this or not. So I don't want to put anybody back. Yeah, I don't want to keep you in scout yet. As much as I know they need their readiness back, I don't want to deal with that right now. All right. McDowell's actually... Uh-oh, these guys are doing the little shimmy thing. I don't know why I should be concerned, but... I am. Alright, Potomac Flotilla is going somewhere. They're attempting to move somewhere themselves. It's very, very weird stuff's going on here. Oh, something just straight up disintegrated. Army of Northern Virginia. I don't think it had that. That wasn't Johnston's corps, I don't think. No, it wasn't, because they've taken casualties, but it's not like that bad. Okay, now you move. You guys really not figure this out? Seriously? 7,500. I don't really care about those. I'll just put these guys in scout so we can get some readiness. Readiness, yeah, and then you can fall back. That's fine. I was thinking about pushing the Shenandoah, and there's nothing wrong with that. It defends Winchester, though. You know. Getting all this is pretty nice, too. How are we on numbers? Not great. Not terrible, though. Military Policy 1? I think that was them again. Yeah, I'm still here on the Tariff Act. But I already had Military 1, so... Alright. You know... Maybe it's time for the dreaded supply depot. We'll clear out the Army of the Northwest. We'll move up here. They're getting readiness back. I'm just not sure that the rest of that stuff can do enough. So we'll clear that out and look to get a supply depot going. And that should support a push that would hold the army just up until about Richmond. Yeah. The only concern is that if I'm engaged in repeated battles here, we're on enemy territory and we might just have to leave because it's that bad. That would be unfortunate, but there's no risk-free strategy here. What's this? What's this alert? Oh, the economy alarm. Yeah. We we should know enough not to pay attention to those at this point. I remember we need some better weapons. So while I'm thinking of it, oh, Wool already has Jocelyn's. These guys, they've had some fighting. Let's not give them anything great. Wasn't that impressed, but let's give them something. Arthur would be okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about those guys, so we'll give them Merrills as well. MacArthur, well, he's already got Maynard's, but maybe this is the time to give those who have proved themselves something. Yeah, you're not in that category, but Morgan was. So yeah, let's give them the Maynard. That then frees up some more Merrills, right? So now we can give that new Cav some Merrills. We know Morgan is done. Harney already has Maynards. And we have all these people. I thought they were... Oh, that's right. They're all... Okay, so the two different... All right. It's only Jocelyn's, though. Only Jocelyn's. Actually, that's not true. If there's less than... Yeah, there is less than 2.6. So, could actually get them Maynards. That doesn't really... Continue to apply my idea of giving better weapons to more experienced units, but something. They're eventually going to get transferred or used, so... It's okay. Springfields... Mississippi... Okay. Smoothbore... Springfields again. Looks like it's time to reorder the Springfields. How is that going through Springfield? Oh, we're not ordering any. Who do I think I am? I'm sure we're going to use them. So $19 million more out of the coffers. We needed to upgrade that artillery. And we'll use our usual mix of 3-inch, 10-pound Parrot, and we'll do the Napoleons. There we go. And so I think that's everyone over there. All right. Nope, 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 nope. That's not what I meant. That's what I meant to do. And I now see we got to keep these guys in scout. Otherwise, we'll have problems down the road. So we fly in column, we have skilled cartographers, and then it's just a question of whatever the last one is. Intelligence gathering is not bad. Okay, Patterson's actually almost into the green. And McDowell... Oh, let's say McDowell's not that far outside of it. Here. Let me just stop McDowell there. And... I don't remember if I did this earlier. Logistics reform... Supply reform. Yeah, this is one of those I didn't feel like you should have to pay for, so I'm not paying for it. All right, federal buildings. We want... You can see how many supply depots I construct, right? Because... My goodness. Mind is a terrible thing to lose. Also, I think I should be constructing railroads. Oh, yeah. If only, right? Bank, hospital, market, news agency. Why on earth can I not remember how to construct? It's not going to be in here. It's a construction thing. That's right. All right. I guess I don't need them to do it. Depot. Yeah, somewhere like here should be okay. All right. So that's back there. Let's see. Did we take it? We did. Okay. How bad's the damage? It ain't great for some of you. You should go back and repair. You should go back and repair. Here, I'll set you to blockade and just move you down here. Over here, yeah, we'll definitely send you back to repair, and you. Probably you. Send you down here. And that needs to get repaired, and so does that. Okay. All right, so we passed the Tariff Act. That's good. We gotta do a new one. I do not know what to do next. Confiscation still doesn't really make that much. It makes sense for 62 when we have a lot of Union armies, hopefully, in the CSA. It doesn't make as much sense to do right now. Revenue Act for the Union is very good. It also takes quite a while. We've done the Militia Act 4. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to do that yet. Print notes. No, I feel like the Revenue Act for its cost is better at, but going to government funding 3 also opens up the Bank Act and other things. Huh. All right, let's get to work on the credit rating stuff. So we'll do that. Trent Affair goes on. That's fine. What the heck are you? Oh. I think Floyd's Corps is retreating. Okay. Huh. Any projects? We probably should. I don't know. I still like civil order this early in the war. How are we doing? So the reason why I'll do civil order is because since I'm winning on the battlefield, it's keeping my national morale high, which is already pulling up my national support. That would be my justification to keep it. Farm mechanization, that's the one, right? Yes, that's the one. Agriculture policy I really like. All right. Logistics reform. The money just ain't there. Is that my fault? Well, I just haven't gone that hard in the paint yet. Improve credit rating. It's expensive in the way I've modded it. It's 30 million basically. Well, not basically. It's 30 million, and you can't take it repeatedly, but you could take it a few times. And yeah, maybe if we can get up to A-, we can actually build. Excuse me. Some of the railroads, and I think there are probably a few that might actually be worth it. But let's worry about that if we can get up to an A- rating, which nothing is certain. Okay, okay. Oh, how is this fleet doing? I'm really likely to forget about this. So why don't we just take this out? Why don't we take this out? And then this is a seaworthy group here. Here, I'll move you down to here. And we'll set you to blockade. Yeah, so you can do blockading things. Alright, what do you have? You have blockading squadron? Let's go with supply colliers. They keep telling me those naval costs are too high. Alright, supply colliers are up. I don't want Chase calling me at odd hours in the morning, whining about the treasury. Man, I just hope I paused it for that cough. Otherwise, jeez. It sounded terrible. I also think that I could probably move these beyond just simply standing around forces. Yeah, and give Richardson something to work with, and then set him out. We'll send him into Louisville. I think that's the key. I feel like for the CSA to have it succeed, I think that that's the key. So, within this group, here, let's get Richardson set up kind of a proper looking thing here. All right, we'll give him that, and that. And we'll give him 2 cav. And then Abbott can have that. And maybe for now we'll do that, and then just attach this to... No? Okay. Yeah, we don't need Fremont in here. Yeah, we'll leave that at that. And, alright, so Richardson, you still need to get... But now you can scout. Well, you can until I do this, right? Now, add new group. Alright, we're back over 100,000. That's great. Let's see, a new force. We're definitely going to need infantry. I wish there was an option to kind of randomly select a uniform. I don't like the clone army look, but you know, it's Ohio. Thank you. All right. So we'll get you recruiting. Pennsylvania. Sure. Well, maybe we'll at least try to vary the uniform, I guess. We'll do that. And I guess we'll take a Rhode Island battery. And maybe something else here from DC. Nah, that's not enough. We need more. Wisconsin's been holding out on us, apparently. Who else owes us tribute? I think Kentucky. All right, Kentucky should give us cav, right? All right. Well, there goes my dream of 2 minutes ago, balancing my credit rating. CSA is so that means that as soon as I got done recruiting this, the AI knew what I had, and they immediately counter-recruited to try to get their numbers up, which I guess is what I wanted them to do, but I know that I've now kind of pushed them to the limit. They just did Military 1, though, and so as they move through... Right, so they're up here in Military 1. It doesn't really get them anything here, but it opens up Military 2, and then I think they'll probably go for these. And, yeah, we'll see what happens from there. All right. Not to lose focus on what matters, though, which is... Oh, so these guys were not pushed out. All right, we're going to send McClellan over to deal with this. Hopefully that's taken care of. Yes, yes. We're doing work over there. That's good. What do we have this thing blockaded up to? 48%. It's okay. And we're going to try to repair that fort. That'll be nice. I mean, you know, for nearly Thanksgiving time in our time, 61, it's going. It's going. I'm just going to wait for Richardson to get green before I move him. That's the way I am. Over here, all right, we are out west. So, I mean, we're really out west, so we got to go with foot cav. I don't necessarily love what I'm about to do, but I'm going to do it anyways. We're going to get practice marching. All right, having reached something of a... Is McClellan really not moving? I was going to say, he really isn't moving. But having reached kind of a lull in the campaign, the plan is to end this episode here. We're also coming up on that 90-minute mark, and I'm trying to hold these under 90 minutes as best I can. But yeah, we're just gonna march back and forth and try to get that foot cav perk moving. It also kind of helps the flying column because we've just been sitting there doing next to nothing for too long. All right, after that, we're going to force march up there. Yes, the boys will hate us, as they should. But actually, we can't do it that much longer because we're about to go into winter. Are we in winter quarters? We are in winter quarters. Oh, they're really not going to like that. There's a cough that snuck up on me. Couldn't get the pause button in fast enough. All right, we're here. We're scouting. We're constructing supply depots. We're kind of close to each other. I have to now stop this brilliant accrual of forced march stuff. Although it's not actually burning through the readiness as fast as I thought it was. I think maybe because their training is good and other things matter. But I think pretty soon they're going to get ticked off. But as long as they're kind of green-yellow, I'll keep force marching them so that at least in the spring of 62 they're ready to move out. Also, so I'm trying to end this camp. Okay, so we actually are getting some value out of this one, but want to make sure that we continue to perk up there. But yeah, this feels like a fine place to leave this. It looks like winter is coming. And be interesting to see how the CSA and ourselves respond. So they've leveled out at 91. It has been a lot of fighting and a lot of casualties on their end to move them down. I think they started at 97, 98 to 91. So that part of the game is holding up well. Men fielded, I'm pulling ahead. We'll see how they respond. But if I've pushed them to their current limit, they'll probably try to catch up over the winter. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope I sounded better than I did in the previous, I think the kind of inaugural 3 episodes, or the second and third episode, wherever they were. I'm enjoying being back on campaign, and I hope to be able to bring you more soon.